Welcome.
Old souls, young souls, and all my damn souls in between. Welcome back to another week of Old Soul in the Young World with your host, Jesse Ellie. We are here in the studio tonight with two guests, Nuke and Lou. What's up, guys? How's it going?
What's going on?
Appreciate you guys for having us.
Definitely, 100%.
Hey, it's popping. You already know episode 29. We're here. We're feeling it. We got a lot of things to talk about tonight between investing financially within yourself, how you got there, you know what I'm saying, and why. You know, why you're there and why other people should try to invest in themselves. I feel like I'm always trying to do that. I don't know how you guys feel, but, you know, you gotta... You have to.
You have to. Knowledge is power.
100%. Yeah, like... Oh, we got bombs ahead too.
Oh, so young world.
Yeah, okay.
We get spicy. But yeah, in terms of investing in yourself, I feel like that's like necessary.
Yeah.
You know, like I said before I was even coming here, I was listening to Jim Rohn, and like that's investing in yourself too. Like listening to the correct information. Yeah. You know, just.
So I'm actually not familiar with him.
He's kind of like, you know, E.T. the hip hop preacher.
Okay.
You know, like motivation.
Yeah, for
like,
sure. I've watched him mad times.
Yeah, like he's like a motivational speaker.
Okay.
But he's just like older, I guess. Like he's just an old
wisdom.
Old dude, yeah.
Like he's an old white guy.
Older cats have wisdom.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, Jim Rohn is lit. Yeah, personal development is super important in terms of investing in yourself. Appreciate you. Yeah. Because people think like, oh, investing in yourself. Oh, I need money to invest in myself. No, you don't. You got YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
YouTube University.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Hasn't it taught you so much? Isn't it crazy when you look back and you're like, wow, I go on YouTube and I literally learn what could be like taught in years, like in a couple days or a couple hours or whatever.
Facts. This social media thing is crazy.
Yeah.
That's how, you know.
It really is. And so for all my listeners listening in, shout out to you guys. As you know, we actually took a break last week. I usually do a podcast every week, but we had, you know, a little time off. Everyone needs some time to get back to their roots, get back to themselves. So me and my team, you know, took some time to do that. And, you know, this week when we came back to it, I just want to say it's super special because I think, like we're saying, investing in yourself, making time for yourself, we're all making moves. And outside of the podcast, you know, I work a 9 to 6, not even a 9 to 5, like a 9 to 6 hustle. Yeah. You know, it's like working 2 jobs. It's doing a lot. And people who see the podcast, maybe, you know, they don't know that because I don't talk about it. But, you know, outside of this, I've been trying to get a new job. And today, actually, cheers, everybody in the studio. I finally got a new job. Hey. Episode 29, cheers, new job day. Cheers. New things, big things coming. You know, it's a new journey. And so I thought it was very fitting to today's show because I literally got the call before I came here and we were meeting up to, you know, talk about building ourselves and growing ourselves. So it was pretty exciting.
Manifestation.
So, manifestation. I just had to throw it out there at the beginning. So I was wondering if you guys could, whoever, you know, wants to go first, just kind of give the people a little introduction about who you are, what you're about, what you're into right now, what you've been into in the past. You know, all that good stuff.
Nuke,
lose somebody.
Cool.
Calling you out.
So, yeah, you know, my name's Nuke. Everybody call me Nuke. But
that's a fire name.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
So I bet you as a little kid, he was bad as hell, too.
That's where it came from. That's where it came from. So, like, Nuke, that's a long story in itself. So, y'all know the Nuke pacifiers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. Bro knows for certain.
Yeah.
So the Nuke pacifiers, I used to throw them at people. Like, random people would walk by, I'll take it out my mouth and just toss it at them, right? So my mother said...
I was not expecting that.
That's where it came from.
Like a nuclear bomb. Like,
so,
badass.
So my mom, she said...
tatted with this binky and shit.
She said, you look like a Nook. And then that's where it came from. And then my brother started calling me Nuki. I got older, then I started playing basketball.
Yeah.
And then I was super athletic. Like, I was just athletic and I could dunk like crazy. So in high school, we was really good. I dunked on a lot of people. And my school used to say, every time I dunked, they were like, Nuke. Like, I was like the crowd thing, like, Nuke.
Yeah.
And I also make music, so that fits for music as well.
Yeah.
I got a cousin named Nuke. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wow.
I got it just Nuke.
It just works.
Nuke just works for my life. You feel me? So yeah, so that's where Nuke came from. So it's a dope name. I love that name.
That's fine.
You know what I'm saying? But so yeah, you know, I'm from Boston.
Well, you moved, you said a lot, right?
I'm from the world.
Yeah.
I'm from Earth.
We all from here. Yeah.
We all from the same spot.
But I was born in Boston, moved to Worcester, then I moved to Stoughton, then I moved back to Worcester, then I moved back to Boston, then I moved to I got a scholarship to a Division II school I lived in Brockton for a year. I went to Massachusetts, got a Division II scholarship to a school in Oklahoma.
Hey.
Then I got another scholarship to a school in Texas.
That's lit.
Then I came back to Boston, moved to Chelsea.
What?
Then I went to Bunker Hill for a year, got my associate's degree, went to Salem State, was gonna play ball again, moved to Salem. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Yeah, it's been a journey.
I was like, yo, I'm out of here. This shit is not for me. Cause like basketball, I was pretty much done with.
Yeah.
Went to Salem, done with ball. And then that was that. Then I was like, damn, I gotta get rich now. Then real estate.
Damn, I gotta get rich now. What time is it? Time to get rich.
On dogs. So got my real estate license. Did that for like 2 years. Then I realized that was just another job. You know what I'm saying? Then I left, went to my homie moved to Miami. This is like literally my life story. Moved to Miami with my homie. My homie moved there first. He kept showing me the crib like, yo, bro, you can come for free. You can come for free.
Oh, that's real tempting.
Yeah.
It's like,
and then he
damn.
showed me the crib. I'm like, all right, I'm coming. So went there.
How long ago was that? A couple of years?
That was 2018.
Okay, a few years back.
Yep. So 2018. It was New Year's, and I moved the end of December. Funny story. I went to Diddy. My first day in Miami, I went to Diddy's New Year's Eve party.
No, you did not.
That's fire.
How'd you end up there? Okay, story for later. Yo, there's too many stories.
So boom, Diddy's party. Stayed in Miami.
Boom.
Yeah.
There's a lot in the middle that happened, but the fact that it in the middle, I don't even
It
need to
just
know
was
everything.
there. That happened.
Right. Crazy story. So fell in love with Miami. Stayed for like 6 months. Jumped back and forth to Boston and Miami. Got into real estate entrepreneurship because real estate agent wasn't it. Entrepreneurship was it. Made some good money wholesaling real estate and realized that it's not the money. It's more so the fulfillment.
Yes,
I wasn't happy. It was boring. It was boring as hell. I seen the opportunity to make a lot more money, but I was just like, there's something better. Like there's something else.
Got a bigger calling.
Yeah, like there's something else. And like I had the relationships, I had the mentorship, I had all of it. But, I stumbled. I was in this business, the foreign exchange market business, investing 2 years ago with Lou, actually. We was just a part of two different teams. And, I tried different businesses, but somehow, some way, I ended up back in this one. And when I ended up back in this one, I seen the vision that I seen 2 years ago. But now I'm a little bit older. I'm a little bit more experienced. I'm a little bit more confident. You know what I'm saying? So, now I'm here and I'm partnering up with this guy, and this guy's an amazing trader.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like God put us together because, I love the building aspect. He does too, but I needed somebody with me that can teach the people.
Yeah.
He has the skill. He has the skill. So,
Like the technical aspect.
and I'm learning it, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But he has it. So, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Hey. Appreciate having you.
Word. So,
dope.
yeah, that was my life.
Hey.
All right.
So yeah, what's going on, guys? I'm
What's up,
Lewis.
Lou?
What's up?
Most known as in the trading world as London Lou.
London Lou.
But only the traders know that. Be outside that realm, it won't make sense to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, breaking it down from like Nuke, I'm Boston. I was born here. I was raised there. Actually
You
born.
sound like your voice gives you
I was born
away.
in New York, but I was raised out here.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I was only there for like a year. My
Okay.
parents split, came out here. So Boston's my home. I got excited. This is hit. This is 617.
Yes.
The 978. Anywhere you want to put it, this is my state.
That's
I love
the
it.
hometown.
Went to school down here. Went to school on Newberry Street.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I went to school at Snowden International.
Oh, wow.
Got to kind of experience some of what other high school kids didn't.
Yeah.
Open campus, being around expensive clothes, expensive cars, athletes, celebrities walking down the street. So from a very young age, even in high school, I just knew that I didn't want to be a regular person. You know, there was bigger things out there that, you know, I'm thinking to myself, I'm on the most expensive street in the entire state going to high school. Like, how many other students are privileged to do this?
Right.
Yeah.
So, one of my most dope moments was when the Red Sox won the World Series back in 2007. And I got to see David Ortiz walk by my high school. Yeah, he made a donation to our high school and stuff. So that was pretty dope. And those moments, seeing that, it's like, again, there's bigger things out there. So,
Such bigger things.
Coming from a single mom, she raised 3 boys, which is us. You know, I've always
amazing.
had
Shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out to my mom.
sure.
Her birthday was this Sunday. Sunday was my mom's birthday.
Wow.
So
Yeah, happy
shout out to
birthday,
you. Love you. Wouldn't be
moms.
here without
Shout out,
you.
moms.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It was at my house, it was about hard work, you know, getting good grades,
Always.
but working hard.
Yeah.
You know, after high school, I had a son very young at 19. So
Yeah.
again, I didn't really have a chance to go to college and to be like, I want to be this when I grow up. I just had to grind. I had to work. I always worked in kind of hospitality
Yes.
settings. So I had to be nice, customer service, oriented, speak well, you know, dress well, you know, play the corporate role.
Good communicator.
Good communicator,
Yeah.
those things, help people out, never make it about yourself, make it about the customer. So those type of jobs in that field, it led me to sales. And I worked in Sprint for a couple of years. But going back to what Nuke was saying, I became the best agent, and my manager that was on, if he was here now, he'll attest to it. I wasn't even there for a month, and I smashed all the records in the store. I sold more phone lines than they ever had in history in that location.
Damn.
And I was just like,
shit.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, I saw it again. The money was dope.
Yeah.
The money was dope.
Yeah.
But I got bored. I'm like, this is whack. And then that's when I partnered up with my buddy at the time, Gio. He put me on to the trading world. You know, he met some dudes. It's a crazy story how he met him too. So he went to the Dominican Republic. He's on their own vacation, and he's at probably one of the most expensive hotels in the Dominican, the JW Marriott at the time. He sees this dude out there with like a flow like us, you know, New York flow with a fitted hat on, chains.
Right.
So he's obviously like, yo, who is this dude? Like,
Right.
you're not from out here, or you don't got money from out here. Like, what's
Yeah.
going on? So they started talking, and the dude told him he's from New York. You know, at the time, this is Darwin I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Told him from New York, man, come down and check us out once you touch back in the U.S. So Gio comes back from DR. Yo, Lou, I met this dude out there in DR. He's making bread on his phone. I mean,
You're like, what?
he's telling me though, I'm like, yo, let's check him out. What does he got to do? Yo, we got to go to New York. And that was 5 years ago. And ever since then, it's been like a journey. Like he said, with the company that I was in, when I first started trading with them, it was all about my teammates. I try to make it about everybody else, but, you know, egos get in the way.
Yeah.
Adults have
Everyone's
egos.
human.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, that's the thing. You have to
And I don't
recognize.
blame anybody in particular.
Yeah.
I just blame, you know, society. Just
Facts.
the way we were raised, the way we were brought up. We were
100%.
brought up to be
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
hungry for what we want to strive for. So
Yep.
if it doesn't align with somebody else's plan, that may be troublesome for them or for
Exactly.
you. So I decided to split up, you know, kind of venture off. And at the time, my best friend lived in Colombia. So I was like going through a breakup at the time, not really going through problems with my son, my oldest son. And I was just like, you know what, this is an opportunity for me. I need to get away. You know, let me just jump ship and go to Colombia and see how this goes. I had an opportunity out there with the company as well, so that's why it kind of led me to it. Once I got out there, I realized the company wasn't why I was out there. And that's when the whole vision came to me, like, yo, dude, you can impact millions of people.
Yeah.
Like, you're in another whole continent doing this.
Right.
Yeah.
How many people are even thinking about leaving their state?
Right.
You came all the way to another part of the world to come do this.
Right.
With the
Right.
friend that you grew up in high school with, but y'all have no idea how to run a business, and
Yeah.
nevertheless another country.
Yeah.
So taking the ship, I just jumped.
Yeah.
I went out there, and
That's what it takes.
Yeah.
I don't regret it, because from that has led me to have 3 profitable years after that, trading wise. So, you know, it took that for me to become where I am, what I am today. But I was only supposed to be in Colombia for 3 weeks. That turned into 4 months. It turned into 6 months. And then I came back. I got penalized. I had to pay a fee.
Ah,
It was just-
why?
because as a U.S. citizen, you can't
Trade
leave.
over there?
Yeah, you can't stay after your 3 months treaty.
Oh,
so I didn't
okay.
have permission from the embassy in the U.S.
Okay.
So when I left Colombia, they were like, hey, you can go. By the way, you owe us this much money now, too.
Yeah.
If you ever want to come back.
Was it beautiful? Did you have a great time?
I was in Medellín. Yeah, it was the
My
best.
gosh.
He was out there for 6 months in Medellin.
The first time, yeah.
I've never been there before. I want to go.
It was-
man.
Yeah,
I left- I
that's
remember-
the third time I've heard about that this week. And like I said the other
it's a
day, I
sign
was
right
going to
there.
go. And then you just
That's
said
a
it
sign.
again. And I'm like, damn, wow.
Yeah. Colombia
That's crazy.
is one of the most, or at least for my saying, I've only traveled to a few places, but the people are so nice,
Really?
so
Friendly?
honest, so friendly. I didn't feel like I was trying to be, kind of like gotten away,
Yeah.
anywhere I went. Obviously people, they need things and we have it more than them, so we chip in where we can, but
Right.
I didn't feel like anybody out there was malicious in a way.
Yeah.
Where I'm from, Dominican Republic, and I love y'all people, but we suck. We suck. We're very malicious. We're very aggressive as a society. So seeing the complete opposite from another
Right. I know.
culture, it was dope.
I know a couple. I know a lot of Dominicans, and they are aggressive.
Yeah, they're aggressive.
They're
Yeah.
very aggressive.
They want it now. They want it here. And
Right.
again, just kind of seeing that, I just saw a different perspective out there. So
Yeah.
when I went the first time, we built a little company with my buddy out there called Forex. So that's what, he stayed out there managing. That was his thing. I was kind of helping out with it. And I came back to Boston. When I came back out here, I tried to try the whole building again with my buddy that I came. But again, things didn't align for us.
Yeah.
So I didn't find a job. I was jumping around. I was like, you know what? I'm going back to Colombia. And I did it again. So I left the second time to Colombia.
You're
and
ballsy. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You got to take the jumps. I
you
mean,
do. Actually, it's something that I don't regret because I learned so much from it. But when I went out there the second time, it was more to like really work now. The
Yeah.
first time it was more work, build, and party a little bit. You're in a different
Yeah.
country. You're like, all right. And again, from the first experience, I learned that too because when I started trading, I went heavy on. I made a decent amount of money really fast. So it made this. I was like, nah, this is it. I quit my job. I was like, I'm on. I made it.
Yeah.
And then when I went to Colombia, I realized that I wasn't making the money as fast as I was spending it. So again, those
That's
little
a key
lessons,
right there.
It's what made me where I am now. It's
Yeah.
it's understanding that this market is not a casino.
Right.
So you have to take the money when you can,
Right.
invest that into other assets, and let
Yeah.
that grow.
And
let
be
that,
smart with it too. Like,
Right,
don't be
right.
reckless,
Yeah.
So second term in Colombia, I came back after I spent another 4 months out there again. So when I came back that time, I came back the end of last year, and then that's when the Corona started.
Oh, okay.
So I literally missed the Corona cutoff by maybe 3-4 weeks.
Perfect timing.
Literally.
Yeah.
Wow.
I came
Look
back.
at you, killing it.
And ever since I've been back, I just kind of been in that same vision. Like you said, like, yo, I know this and I'm bored because I'm doing it so good by myself.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm bored because I only have 30 people in my group.
Yeah.
I'm bored because I understand that when we first started this, if this is done the right way, you can impact millions and millions of lives. And
Facts.
you don't have to sell a story because
Yeah.
this works. And we are the story,
Right.
literally.
Right.
So that's kind of a little bit about me. I don't want to rant too much. I know we're sure we'll talk about more stuff later on. But
No, I appreciate
just
that.
a little info right there.
Yes,
And
thank you.
What's funny too is like our story's a little bit similar, bro. Like with Miami, I kind of felt like that was like my runaway place. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my first experience out there, I was at Diddy's crib.
Yeah, that's
You feel me?
Yeah, that's
so
different.
so when you come back to the Bean, when you come back to to Boston, and it's like shit ain't working.
Yeah.
It's like shit. I'm going back. I went back. I just went back.
Yeah.
I didn't plan it. I said, look, I'm buying a ticket right now. I'm getting the fuck up out of here because this shit.
And you had somebody who lived there, right?
I did, but I didn't have like, it wasn't like a room. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I literally just went there and I slept on my homie's couch. Like, she didn't even have a couch.
And not to cut you off, but I bet you felt happier than you were out here doing what you were.
I did, but I was doing a lot of the wrong things.
Okay.
I was hustling. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's
Yeah.
real. That's real.
And I just because I was making money, you know what I'm saying? Like I made money in Miami, I wasn't making no money in Boston, and then I tried to hustle in Boston. It's a whole different game
Yeah.
Yeah, facts.
out here than it is in Miami. You feel me? So, yeah, it's funny because just jumping back and forth, man. But it all leads to that.
To the purpose.
To the purpose.
Not to the purpose.
Exactly.
You literally, I'm telling you, you wake up one morning and you're like, yo, what am I doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what is this that I'm doing? I'm impacting, 5 or 6 lives when I could be impacting so many more. And
Right.
I've always said, the glory be to God. It ain't.
Right.
I'm not doing anything that I was not put on this earth to do.
Yeah.
I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. So
Yeah.
this is why it comes so naturally. That's why I asked if you were happy, because when I went to Colombia, although I was away from my family, I was doing what I was put on this earth to do.
Right.
When I was filling lives up and teaching people how to trade, and someone that made $1,000, but $1,000 in Colombia, that's a lot of money. Somebody doesn't make that in a matter of 3 or 4 or 5 months combined. If I can help them make that in a week trading with me, what? So it was that emotion that was just like, yo, this is deep. You know what I'm saying? This is bigger than me. This is not about me. This is about what I could do to everybody else.
So can we pause real quick and kind of have you guys explain what trading is, what Forex trading is? Because a lot of people listening in might not understand. Actually, the only reason I know is because I had people approach me about it, as I was telling Nuke. So I don't know if you know, Lou, but like I have a little bit of an opposition to Forex trading. Not,
I like to hear it.
Not in a complete negative way, but I think my experience is like we were saying, like sometimes it might be the person who approaches you about it in the way they approach you about it. And it kind of turns you off in a way you're just like, oh, this is kind of like a pyramid scheme. So I think it's kind of important to let people know what it is exactly, maybe in a simple definition or however you guys want to describe it. But
I feel like people, at least in this industry, people confuse the product for marketing.
And it's called, I'm sorry, it's Forex, right? Like foreign currency exchange trading. Yes.
So in order for you to learn anything, I mean, kind of what we were talking about earlier, YouTube has a lot of organized information.
Yes.
But, you know, you can't learn how to do anything proficiently enough on YouTube unless you repetitive, 10,000 hours of practice. So I think the reason that people give that sour taste is because they try to sell the dream with the house and the picket fences without even introducing how you name. How you doing? My name is Luke. And I'm like, hey, buddy, you're going way too fast. People don't buy from companies. People buy from people. Yeah, so if I can't trust you, I can't buy from you, no matter 100%. What you're selling, no matter what you're teaching. So I feel like,
and especially today's world, like I don't know about you guys, but like it's hard for me to trust people. Like I'm super suspect about everyone. Like if you approach me about trading, I'm like, what the fuck do you want from me? Like you know what I'm saying? Like So
So I think
sorry to cut you off.
No. I think it's just kind of that is, and another thing in reality, and I can kind of speak more on this is actually knowing what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
If you don't know what you're talking about and you're just like, there's a chart, it goes up and then down, you make money.
Confused people and they're like, wait, what'd you just say?
So I did a presentation last night. When you text me, I was in a car with my boy. My girl will tell you. I got home at like 1:45 in the morning. And I was in a car with the dude teaching him how to trade last night. And he was like, yo, how does this work? But I bet you if I brought him in right now, he'd show you guys the basics. Because I understand what steps to take in order for you to get to Z, but you can't get to Z without coming through B. C, D, E, and so on and so forth. So it's kind of just, I've done this enough that I can kind of break it down to dumbify it for people and then bring them up to be like, this is how you kind of properly do this now. But you can't jump in a Ferrari your first day without a license and take off. So
Exactly.
Kind of that. You know?
Yeah, bro broke it down. You know what I'm saying? Forex, like, I just love the fact that, you know, you could do a lot with this and you can learn a lot. I think Grant Cardone said this. He said everybody should be in it because, all right, so there's two aspects to it, right? The first aspect is the trading, right? Learning how to invest, learning how to multiply your money inside this market. We have products, we have people that can teach you how to trade. Like it's a whole community of people like-minded, right? Like-minded individuals. Now on the other side of it, we have network marketing. Right? So these are two, I like to always say this, right? And this is something that you hear all the time. You'll see two big bags of money, right? And because you don't like the one color, one bag is blue, one bag is green. But you don't like the color blue. So you're going to take the green 100,000 and leave the blue 100,000 like, nah, it's blue, I don't want it. Right? I understand that everything ain't for everybody. But I always tell people like, yo, like I said, there's two sides to it. And I don't want to see, I never, ever want to seem like I'm vouching for the business side.
Absolutely. No.
I don't want to seem that way because people are afraid of that. But I just let people know, like, look, just imagine you had a passive income coming in, a residual income coming in, and you didn't use your active income. and you're inviting people to a community of people that's just like you. Grant Cardone said this. He said every single person should be in a network marketing community because you're of some sort. Because not even just Forex. And I tell people, I tell people all the time. I think I told you this. I said, trust me, everything ain't for everybody.
You did, yeah. You said that.
You know what I'm saying? Like I say that to every person I speak to let them know. Like,
just
listen,
because it works for one person doesn't mean it for. Well, even like podcasting, just because I do podcasts doesn't mean every single person. Even if you have the
capabilities or the skill set,
you know
or
what I'm
whatever.
saying? Yeah.
It's not for
I mean, you
everybody.
can do whatever you want. Anyone listening, you can do whatever the fuck you want. But
And that's why I push that on people. Like, listen,
Yeah.
I'm okay if you don't want to do it. If you don't want to do it, that's perfectly okay. My vision is still intact. I still believe it where I'm going.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
But just know that you can change your life in this. Your life can be changed, and this is a great community because a lot of my friends aren't in it. None of my friends, none of the people.
that's
Can we
crazy.
swear here?
yeah,
Okay, none of the dudes I grew up with.
he still doesn't swear.
You know what I'm saying? None of them-
He's like, no.
right. So they not in it. My day
Yeah.
ones. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
and I'm from, like I said, I grew up in Worcester and I grew up in Stoughton.
Yeah.
So I have big friend groups in each city, 5 at least. None of them are doing it. So what I had to do
Have
was,
you pitched it to them?
I shouldn't have to.
And that's real. That's real shit. You shouldn't have to.
If you my dog, right, and I'm like, yo, bro, I found something that can change our
As long
lives.
as you ain't trying to hurt my life or put me in danger, I should be able to listen to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you
Real
really
shit.
my dog, you know what I'm saying? So I tell people on my team this all the time. Like Brandon, for instance, he was like, look, how many people invited somebody to the event? Everybody raised their hand. He was like, all right, put your hands down. Now, how many of y'all are going to go hang out with them even though they told you no?
Most of them.
And people was like this, but I'm looking at people on my team like,
Yeah.
I know you better go. You better raise your hand.
It's,
Yeah,
it's,
right,
it's
yeah.
not their fault.
Don't be
You know?
like,
I'm gonna see you at the pizza store later.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So, that's how I'm moving with it. I believe very heavily that, like we have something special here.
Yeah.
And we can
That's a
change
fact.
and impact
Yeah.
a lot of lives. And if you're not a part of it, hey, listen, I'm busy right now, but I'll be back later.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So from my perspective, just because like as an outsider, like I feel like you guys kind of explained it, but like I need you to like simplify it.
So, yeah,
like
are you
and
asking
like
the
how
technical part of
like
what
if
Forex
I'm
is?
coming into Forex trading and I am a new person and I do not know what you're talking about, what am I doing? What am I investing in? What am I doing?
Have you ever traveled somewhere outside the U.S.?
Yes.
We have to.
Outside the U.S.
Yeah, anywhere, just in general.
Oh wait, not outside
All
the
right.
U.S.
So I'm gonna give you my personal example when I went to Colombia.
Okay.
So the dollar, United States, is the base currency of the world. It's the most weighted currency. It's the most traded. It's used on a global scale from different things. Let's say we worked for companies in China and they were to pay us in dollars. They would
Yeah.
send that money via transfer, whatever, online. Depending on how much money that is, that would raise the value of the dollar up and down. But to even make it even more simpler, what we actually, in layman's terms, do is we exchange one currency price for the other one. So if you were to go to Colombia and you were to exchange $100, right now the price went up. So the Colombian pesos are like 4,000. So it's bad for their economy, good for visitors because your money's stretched out more.
Okay.
So what that would mean is for the $100 you had, you would receive 4 million whatever pesos were equivalent to their currency.
Okay.
But now let's say you spent a whole weekend out there. You didn't spend any money. You found yourself a boyfriend. You went out there. He paid for everything. He got you. He's like, I got you guys. You know what I mean?
They out there.
You came back that same weekend. You did with your same $100. You didn't spend anything. You got your money back. But unfortunately, though, while you were out there partying, Trump said something on the news, or Biden said something, or the currency dropped, and now the Colombian peso is now no more at 4,000. It dropped to 3,000.
Okay.
This is a drastic example, actually, by the way. It wouldn't drop that much unless something, news events were really happening. But now that $100 you had, unfortunately, Jay, is no longer worth $100. Because when you exchange it back from Colombian pesos, you exchange it at 4,000, but their currency base rate went down a whole 100 peso. So now your $100 is worth like 85 and some change.
So we're talking about the differential between American dollars to foreign
Currencies.
currency.
Now, it could be all currencies,
Right.
because everything's traded in the same
Yes.
market. So it
Yeah.
could be an example like the German pound versus the dollar.
Yep.
I'll give you the perfect example of the most traded currency in the world, which is the euro dollar. So that's the euro versus the United States dollar. And again, what we look for is if the price is going to go up or if the price is going to go down. Now, what the next question that most people ask is, what does it mean when the price goes up, when the price goes down?
Yeah.
In reality, to me and us, it doesn't matter because we can bet whether the price goes down or whether the price goes up. It just depends on what pattern plays out for you to catch that up or to catch the down.
Okay.
So if the dollar's going to shit, you can buy another currency against it and make money. Or you can sell the dollar against the sell of the dollar and make money against it.
Okay.
So it doesn't really matter the way the market
Would you
moves.
guys consider this betting?
Yes. It is a educated form of betting.
Okay.
You this is not the casino where you were to be like, he has 6 and 10, I got
Right.
16, hit me.
Right.
No, you're
Right.
probably gonna lose.
I'm gonna keep hitting you with questions. Is it legal?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%
Okay.
legal as long as you're
It's
I just
like
want
no
to
different
inform
from
the
stocks.
listeners,
Yes,
just
it
so
is.
people
No,
know
absolutely.
what they're,
It is no different from stocks.
getting involved in.
This is one way that I explain it to a lot of people. Stocks, and don't feel bad for any of my stock traders out there. I know you guys listening, but Forex market is like the Bugatti of trading. It will take you there the fastest way.
Yeah.
But it is the most dangerous way as well, because
Right.
if you don't know what you're doing, you will burn money as fast as you got in it.
Right.
Now, stocks is the Lamborghini or Ferrari of trading. It is good. It's also a very nice car. It will get you fast, but if you race against a Bugatti, you will lose. Now, against a Bugatti that knows what they're doing. So I can't tell you what's better for you or better for you to trade in.
Right.
I can only try to show you what Forex is, and then, like he said earlier, if it works for you, it works, and you can kind of see it that
Yeah.
way. But as far as looking at the markets, analyzing, they're the same. It's actually harder to analyze what we do than to analyze stocks. Stocks don't move 24/7.
So you guys are showing people how to trade foreign currency,
Yes.
is what Forex is.
Correct.
Okay.
Forex is the market itself.
So like if somebody joins, you're not just like throwing them to the wolves like, oh, here, you need to go
No.
trade. Like, how do you know, like, I don't know. I feel like myself, I'm thinking about myself saying there, how do I know when I'm supposed to trade? Like I'm picturing like, I've seen the up and down little
Yeah,
things
yeah.
like, or whatever, the little scale charts. And it's like, I personally don't know what that means. So how do I know when I'm supposed to go on and trade? Is somebody helping me with that?
Yeah.
Is that what you guys do?
not just us,
Right.
as a
There's,
collab.
Right.
well, you said there was how many people involved in this?
So there's a mentorship program.
Thousands.
So
Yeah.
so in this academy, well, obviously, like I said, Lou, like people love the fact that there's somebody around that knows how to trade.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the times, a lot of people, like for instance, I'm gonna be honest, when I first came into the business, I didn't know how to trade, but I knew how to sell.
Right.
So I had a team of damn near 200 people, but I didn't have the information. I didn't have the correct answers, and a lot of it was the mentorship that I was involved in. I wasn't really comfortable in that environment.
Yeah.
So that ended up crumbling. But we have a mentorship program where we have over, I think it's like 100 plus educators from Saudi Arabia, Russia, America,
Spanish. Yeah.
So it's global.
It's global. Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody can do this.
This is a huge company.
I've heard people say it's like an untapped market.
It still is.
It still is, to be honest. I mean, there's 7.8 billion people in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely, they don't have 7.8 billion customers. So
nah.
there's still opportunities anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Because this thing, I'm telling you guys, like, it can change very fast. Like your life can change extremely quick if you're with the right people and you have the correct mindset.
Yeah.
If you have the correct mindset, you build the correct culture, and a lot of it, everything rises and falls on leadership.
Yep, it does.
Everything rises and falls on leadership. So like if the leaders is on, like that's why my organization crumbled. The old team I was in, it crumbled completely. You see what I'm saying? So that whole thing is gone. I left before the whole ship sank.
And when you say team, you mean like you and other people trade? So like you and Lou, and like if you had 5 other people do what you do, would be a team?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So
right.
so we had people. I had teams in New Zealand, had a team in New York, had a team in
Okay.
Houston, had a team
everywhere.
in Dallas. I had a team in I had teams everywhere, man. I can't remember what I was like.
And that's like the group chats you guys are talking about. You stay in touch and talk
Yep.
about okay.
And yeah, I mean, like I said, everything rises and falls on leadership. And, I got a lot of experience now coming back into it with this refreshed mindset. I know Lou has a ton of experience just off of the bat of just educating people on his own and doing his own thing. So, the mentorship, it's not only the fact that we got somebody in Boston that can show you, but we also have a whole country, a globe of educators that you could tap into if you on your own time and on your own schedule.
And I mean, being local in Boston, I'll pull up on you. He'll know.
Yeah.
I'll drive up to you. Yo, I need help with this. This guy can't set this up. I'll pull up.
Right.
So I think that's one of the best things is when you ask, how do I get it? What's the process to kind of do it? Is we kind of help guide you through the system, because if I just would be like, hey, this is the mentorship program, sign up, pay this fee, you're all set, see you later. You guys will figure it out. You guys are very intelligent folks, but it will be very hard. You guys might get frustrated in the process. So we like to walk you through it, so the first 30 days, 60 days aren't miserable for you.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you have to pay, or you have to set up a trade, or you have to open your account, you're not freaking out, because this is a new language to you. Imagine if you went to Japan and you don't speak Japanese.
Right.
This
Yeah.
is exactly what that is to some people.
That's how I felt when I was approached about Forex trading. And like, so I actually had a FaceTime with this girl, and shout out to her if she ever hears this. You were super nice, and she was very informative. But like, we had a FaceTime, and she was cool. She was telling me like, how much money she made, that she goes to college, she travels, she does all this stuff, and blah, blah, blah. But the way she approached it to me was kind of like what you just said. Like, it was kind of like, okay, I'm going to tell you about this, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to join in on this call with this person, you can, but like, I don't know. Like, it was kind of like, I felt like I was being left hanging, and
absolutely.
then I was being asked to spend a couple $100s. So I was like, so I'm going to drop a couple $100, and then I'm going to be by myself, which I think if you approach it in a different manner, I would have been like, you know what? I think I'm going to give this a shot. But there was just something about me at the time where I felt like it wasn't for me. But like, listening to you guys talk about it, I'm like, sounds a little more like supported. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's like you said, the culture of like your team and like how you build it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We actually, we're about to have a home base. We're about to have a home base. I don't want to.
Announcement time.
Breaking
news.
So we're actually going to be using a spot in Hyde Park. Should I go deep into it, or should I just get
go deep into it?
Because the thing is, it's more so like I want to actually get a couple people in there first, and we get a rotation, and we get a rhythm. You know what I'm saying?
But it's good that we're able to say that in the near future we'll have a home base in Boston.
Right.
So even if anyone, even if you guys are out here, but let's say you guys are like, yo, Thursday night we got nothing going on, can we stop by the office for an hour or two?
Right.
That's exactly what we're trying to go for forever. Yeah. So this spot that we're working on now is trying to be that forever spot. So
cool.
Right.
All the trader guys not just go to their office.
Right.
They'll be there. They're trading. I'm there trading. He's there. And you have a place to go to. Unlike, like you said, sign up, figure it out.
Yeah.
So no, it's like no. Come here to sign up with us,
and we'll help you.
And we'll guide you through the whole thing. We'll set your
I think that would be a thing if there was a center, something that I could go to for a resource that's like a human person. I'm not just on the internet like talking to somebody. Yeah, because it feels impersonal. You know what I'm saying? Like it feels a little dry, like cold. Like I'm like, oh, you just want my money. But when you're helping me in person make money, like I'm like, oh, you are investing time. Like
it's gonna be an amazing space because it's big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and on top of that, when you see, what's it called, social proof? Once you see like 10, 15 people in there and they making money and they turned up and they're like, yo, TP just smacked. Yo, I just made $400.
That's contagious. That's contagious.
Yeah. Success breeds more success.
Yeah.
So you got to be around successful people. You know what I'm saying? Your network, most of the time, is your net worth. And you can start from the bottom with somebody and really make some amazing shit happen.
Absolutely. You guys have the same visions.
Especially if you have a community and a society where people are coming to make money.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Right.
Entrepreneurial money, freedom type money, opportunities to make $500,000 a month, $100,000 a month, or just make money from your phone trading. You can come in this, pay some bills. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like you can do
gonna
whatever.
say, there's some people that come in here and they just come. Like I'll bring my little brother into this because I can talk shit. It's my little brother. When I first started trading, he called.
He's like, that's me. I can do that.
That's me. You owe me what you know. But I started trading with him, and the first thing he told me was, "Yo, bro, I can't believe you're trying to scam me."
Wow.
And that shit hurt me.
That's how I felt.
That shit hurt because I'm like, yo, bro. I used to wipe your ass, bro, when we was kids, bro. Someone trying to scam me now, bro. Like, what? And then I'm like, yo, are you kidding me? But again, at the time, I didn't know how to present this to him. I just knew that it was about money, and I was about trading, and I'm about to make money.
Right.
So what I ended up doing was I had to take a couple of trips, do a
Yeah.
couple of movies, do a couple of things that they hadn't seen me do before with money, and then I'm like, oh no, this is real and this is here.
Right.
Yeah.
But my little brother thought it was a scam, and after he learned how to trade, he made $12,000 in his first trading month.
Damn.
After calling it a scam.
Did you say 12,000?
12 racks, 12,000. And the first month after calling it a scam.
Your little brother?
I have never had a $12,000 month yet.
Damn.
So it just taught me that if you really want to learn this, you will learn it.
Can I ask you guys a real question for myself and listeners listening in?
What's up?
no matter what, you do have to invest money first to start this business, right? And like, if you guys could be real about it, because I think some people try to play it off like, oh, you can just like make mad money without like doing anything. No, you do have to invest. Yeah. Right?
So, the reason why they
like
say...
Like for real.
Yeah, the reason why they say you don't have to do anything, because, like I said, there's 380,000 customers in I Am Academy. All right, there's 380,000 customers. So when they hear certain things, like I seen a I seen a video, and when some kid was like, "There's 7 billion people in this academy." I'm like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, it's not
you see what I'm saying?
Like what?
So
not education.
A lot of the stuff is regurgitated. They'll hear somebody say something, then they'll say it to you, then they'll say it to them. Yeah. And so when they say you don't have to do anything, a lot of the times we're sending people trades to make money. So people are just copying and pasting, right? We call it copy, paste, profit.
Literally.
Because you copy the trade, you put it into your trading account, and then you make money. So they say you don't have to do nothing because you can literally copy and paste. But if you're serious about this business, serious about becoming free, you have to put in effort. Anything. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's any business that you start. Yeah. You're gonna have to, if you want to succeed in it. Yeah. Now, if you just want to pay some bills, you can do nothing. You can copy and paste profit and make money. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to really succeed and you want to change your life, you could do that, or you could just sit back and pay some bills.
It's not like I said. It's like earlier. It's not for everybody, but for the people that really have a big vision or understand how that they don't want to be regular anymore. This becomes something that they're just like for example, for me, I was a single mother. She had 2-3 jobs. So when I saw an opportunity to make money from my phone online, I was like, wait a minute, this is real. So I took it by storm and I ran with it. That's why I go so hard into helping somebody else get started, because you never know the person that you're going to touch that's going to be able to change a whole generation based on what you taught them. Yeah. So what if I'm that person? Or what if you're that person that's able to teach you and you're able to teach your son in 20 years, but your son's able to change the world in 40? Right. So that's things that I think about, because I have 2 kids. Yeah. My second son was born a couple months, going on 2 months this week now.
And congrats.
It's one of those things that you got to have a big vision to see it, and kind of really be there. And just
building for the future generation. I mean, it's important. Yeah.
Going off your question, though, you do have to invest, first of all, time. You got to invest time if you really want to make this happen. But you do have to invest. Even if you were to do this on YouTube, by the time you get to trading your account, you need to invest money. Right. So good luck with YouTube. I'm just going to say that, because there's no way you're going to get enough organized information to make an educated guess or educated bet. So when it's time to trade, you're just not going to be able to. You're going to blow your money faster than you knew. And then you're going to end up wasting what it would have cost you to join the company 4 or 5 months down the line trying to do it by yourself. Right. Which is what I did before. I did stocks, but when I was like 19, 18, didn't know what I was doing, lost a bunch of thousands and just kind of gave up on it. Had I learned a company, I'd maybe be somewhere else different. But we're not taught in schools, though, to invest in ourselves.
No.
So it goes deep. It's a whole systemic issue.
We're not taught about financials at all. Saving, how to write a check, how to save, anything.
One thing trading taught me too was the banks can control everything.
Facts.
They manipulated the mess out of these markets. I know I can still swear. I don't know why I broke that. I try to control myself.
Let me go real quick.
He's still editing himself. I appreciate it.
Shit. Okay, cool. I got it out. But these banks, they manipulating everything, man. They manipulating our schools, everything. Yeah. Mentors are just a shortcut to success. That's all mentorship is.
That's they've been there. They've done it.
Right.
Literally.
I paid, when I started wholesaling real estate, right? I had to pay $4,000 to somebody named Brent Daniel. Shout out to Brent, right? He's the man. Listen, Brent, he showed me how it's done. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now I understand the shortcuts. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Trudeau, it's an audio called "Your Wish Is Your Command," and he talks about the four things that you need to know. The first key in being successful is who you listen to.
Yeah, that's real.
Who you listening to? You know what I'm saying? The second one is teachability index. The third one is training balance scale. And then the fourth one is 4 levels of learning. I'm gonna give y'all the audio. The audio is dope.
Yeah.
It's like 14 hours long.
Fire.
As long as shit.
Did you say 14
That's fire.
hours?
Yeah.
14 hours.
That's fine.
I'm gonna go sleep to that.
It's a whole different
Learn some
level.
knowledge while I'm sleeping.
Yeah. But who do you listen to is very, very important.
Yeah.
Not to throw no shade on like Meek and hip hop and none of that stuff. I mean, I listen to that on my turn up time. But
Yeah.
that's what it's for. For your turn up time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of us spend a lot of time on, just Monday through Friday listening to hip hop. And at least for me, I'm Spanish, Dembow, the El Alfa. It's like, those dudes are good when you're popping bottles in the club celebrating something. But
Right.
That new Bad Bunny and Aventura?
yeah, that's like, it's like last night, the whole Dipset stuff. And I don't know if you guys followed it or not.
We
but,
were watching that before you guys
so
came.
watch out.
Yeah.
So I think of moments like that, and I'm like, hey, listen, you guys support that's the whole industry. That's older than me. I'm not really into rap, but I know Jadakiss and
Like hip hop and
yeah.
yeah.
You guys support the industry because
Right.
it is what it is. If you guys showed that much support into each other's work or into supporting somebody else,
Yeah.
where would we be at right now?
Right.
This world would be a different place. So
Right.
it's things like that I try to be the light for. Like, yo, Jadakiss is dope and all, but check out this thing in Hyde Park I got going on too, because you don't meet Jadakiss, but you don't meet me, and I'm trying to help you. So in reality, it's kind of how it is.
Like build yourself. And I think that's something we were talking about, like having that self-motivation, because nobody forced you guys to do this. You had to have the motivation within yourself to want to do this, to put the time, to put the effort, and to be consistent. Because I think that's what Forex is. You have to be consistently doing it.
Absolutely.
Is this on the daily type thing?
I mean, every day.
Yeah.
Not every day. I
Is
don't
it true
trade.
you have to wake up at like 2-3 in the morning?
Wait, they call me London Lou. So London.
That's when London opens.
Yeah.
Hey.
So I kind of break down a little bit of how the market kind of works. It works in 4 cycles. So the most busiest cycle that it runs on is the London session. That's when Europe's open. That opens at 3 a.m. every day, and it runs till noontime every day.
So y'all are nocturnal. Y'all don't sleep.
He's
I like
London
that.
Lou.
I like that
He's
more.
London
You're
Lou.
like, I
Yeah.
sleep.
Nuke
Nuke sleeps, everybody. Don't worry.
There's a certain pattern that plays out in the market every night at that time. So
Yeah.
I like to take advantage of that pattern.
Yeah.
It only works on a specific pair. So I've been doing it now 3 or 4 years. Same thing. Always. Every night I can guarantee myself a certain amount of pips every night, or a certain amount of money, or a certain amount of move based on this pattern.
Okay.
Now, every other trading session, I'm not the best at because I haven't done it the most. But there's 3 other ones. At 9 a.m., the New York session starts. That's when stock markets out here are open and they're kicking off and firing off.
Okay.
And then at 2 p.m., the Australian market kicks on. A little bit less volume, a little bit less trading, but it's open. The U.S. closes at 5. And then at 8 p.m., the Tokyo session opens up.
Oh, okay.
And then the Tokyo session is a little more volatile, and then it starts 24-hour cycle again. That closes at 2, goes to 3, 12, and then that's the 4 sessions of a day you trade.
Yeah.
You kind of, and this is how I tell everybody, if you want to do this, structure your life around a session that you can trade realistically every day.
Yeah.
So if you can't wake up with me at 2 in the morning, that's fine. You have a
Yeah.
normal 9 to 5. You have a kid. You got a wife. I understand. That's not normal.
You
for
could do the
everybody.
8 p.m. session.
You can do the 8 p.m. session.
Right.
You
I
can
feel
do the
you.
9 a.m. session.
Yeah.
Or you can try to scalp trade during the 2 to 4 during the
Right.
Australia. It all depends. Trading is based on what you can make it. Right. So kind of breaking
It's
down
kind of
those
like a
4
part-time
sessions.
job.
Literally.
Yeah.
And you pick what you want, hours you want to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, for yourself.
I think Jim Rohn said it. He said, I was doing so well at my part-time job that I was making more than my full-time income. Crazy shit.
I like that.
And that happens
That's
here.
dope.
Like, it happens. Like,
Yeah.
How many people have been guilty
You guys
for having
might get
them
me
quit?
back in. I don't know.
hey,
I
shit.
don't know.
We here.
I've been guilty for having a few people quit. You know what's funny? One of my first stories when we went out to, and I'll tell you this is, well, I'm not on speaking terms with these folks, but I will never forget them because this was my journey. I started with them. I started because of them.
Yeah.
Gio and Pam, I remember we dragged Pam out to Arizona before I went to Phoenix, before I went to Colombia. And she was out there. She had a job. And she worked out here at Nike Town. The vision was so strong that in the middle of her trip out there, she called her manager and said, I quit. And everybody was like, what? And I remember, look, I got goosebumps right now.
Damn.
Just thinking about it because I remember remembering that moment being like, damn, this is that real that she's willing to be like, yo, I'm out. I don't care if I fail to make it, but I'm going to take a shot here.
Yeah,
So
facts.
that was one of those moments that's like, that will always stick with me
Yeah.
forever because I'm like, wow. And she
That's
was younger
that
than
jump off point. You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying?
You
Like,
can't
I
come
know
back.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
me. So,
Yo,
it's dope.
And people listen. People quit their jobs a
Yeah,
lot.
no.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
People. I had 2 quit last week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it happens here. You
Thing
know?
about trading is too, you don't have to do it every day. So if you do 2 trades good a month,
I can
might
take
be
care
all
of your
set.
mom.
Good.
Right.
Yeah, you
Making
might be
your
all
own
set for the next 2
whole
months, for the next
schedule.
month.
Yeah.
Depending on your capital, where you invest in, you might be all set.
I feel that.
The
for
people that
sure.
trade twice or 3 times a year,
Right.
and they make their income for the entire year, and they're all set. So while we're out here every day at 3 a.m. grinding it, they're
Right.
like
That's wild.
taking the year off. See you later.
Right. Yeah.
But that's what the level that I'm trying to get to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a huge amount of capital.
Yeah, that's a lot of capital.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like, and the banks definitely have that amount of capital. Like, there's a show called Thrive or on YouTube. I don't know if you ever seen it. Thrive.
think so, nah.
THRIVE.
I haven't. That's homework for tonight.
Yeah, it's a 2-hour video on YouTube.
Okay.
And it's about just how like the big banks control America in a sense, or the world really.
Yeah.
Really, the world.
Yeah.
And you know, I would definitely check it out. Thrive on YouTube.
Thrive. I'm gonna check that out
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
2 hours. It's 2 hours. It's really eye opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another quick question. I know me and Nuke kind of talked about it a little bit, but not fully into it. But you have an event coming up.
Oh, yes.
A trading event. I
Yes,
think you
yes,
said
yes.
the 12th of
Breaking
August.
news.
Yes,
All right,
yes.
cool. So let's
dropping
drop that.
Yeah,
What's going on?
We dropping some announcements today. All right, dope. So yeah, August 12th, we got our first event.
Also, Young World, you heard it here first. Sorry.
Young World.
Yeah, that's exclusive right there.
Yeah, that's a
Exclusive.
real exclusive. So August 12th, we got an event.
Matter of fact, that's so exclusive. The flyer came in before the podcast started.
Right,
It's fresh off the press
Yeah,
right now.
yeah,
like.
yeah. On dog. It's crazy. So yeah, we got our first event August 12th. It's gonna be in Hyde Park.
Cool.
It's gonna be at the space.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be a really good time. You know, we're gonna be showing people exactly. We didn't really put the game plan together on how we're gonna be presenting and what the game plan is.
Okay.
But we made sure that it was a Thursday, so the market is open,
Right.
so Luke can
Make it
break.
as real as possible for everybody that shows up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have.
Is it going to be live trading?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Like, that's why I chose on Thursday, because Friday the market was shut down at 5. So
Okay.
I would give you a perspective on Bitcoin, but not everybody's kind of. That's like a Bugatti on steroids.
Right.
So
Okay.
I'd like to bring
Bitcoin
people
different.
into a different
Yeah.
avenue, trade them like a Tokyo session, 7 o'clock, nice and easy. Look at a real
Yeah.
move, and
Yeah.
people can actually see themselves trading
Yeah.
sure.
at that time.
So we didn't really put together a game plan on how exactly we're gonna be presenting, because it's gonna be our first one.
Right.
And how I see it is, you know, funny story. So I had met Jalen Goss, right, and he's a chairman 250, and what that is a person that makes $250,000 a month, right. So he was in Connecticut. He did this in 2 years.
Excuse me?
Yeah, he did this in 2 years. So I said, okay, I got to see what this energy is about. So I drove up to Connecticut, and I went by myself. I just went up there to go just shake his hand, see his eyes, and see what I could see. And I asked him, I said, yo, I showed him my card. Usually I have my gold card with me, and my goal is to make $100,000 a month in 12 months. Like $100,000 a month in 12 months. That's the goal. So I show him my card, and he looks at it, and he's like, he's vibrant. He's actually like very humble. You could tell. So he looked at the card. He said, yo, you can do it sooner than that. He passed it back to me. I said, okay, bet. You got any pointers? He didn't even look at me. This was some of the most gangster shit ever.
When I heard this story, I was like, yeah, we're not doing it
This
right.
that
Yeah,
OG
yeah, yeah.
shit.
Yeah, this shit was gangster. He gave it back to me. He didn't look at me. He said, yeah, watch this. Walked to the front of the stage. It was like probably like the place that we're at, it can fit 200.
Okay.
So there's about 150 people in the room at that time. He just started presenting. So he didn't tell me, he showed me.
Wow.
And then God gave me a opportunity to have a venue with a 200 seat venue. See what I'm
Giving you a
saying?
preview to what's coming, bro.
Exactly. So if we continue to do the right things, this is gonna be our first event, but it's not our last event.
Yeah.
We got a lot of events coming up. And my objective is to try to get it every Tuesday and Thursday, hopefully, and the more we do it, the better we'll get.
That's dope.
So that's really what it's about. It's about
Yeah.
sharing the opportunity, believing in the vision, having the right team, having the right culture, making sure people making money, and just spreading that word. And eventually, you know, we'll turn around and be like, "Damn, we just changed a lot of lives,
Yeah.
bro."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, you got me interested, so
That's good. That-
you
hey.
know, yeah,
No.
yeah. And are you guys going to be promoting this on social media?
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if it's a good time now to give our names or anything, or
you can. I do have a question for you before maybe we, end the show or work towards the end. But you can. Well, we can keep chopping it up. We don't even have to.
I'm about to
Keep
get
chopping it up.
in a minute or something.
Pour your cup up. You can throw your @ though, just so people can follow you guys.
Yeah, on Instagram I'm at Lou.tripeo. It's tripeo. Lou.tripeo on Instagram. Again, all of my content is real. I don't showboat. I don't go to Google and look for a caption and put on my pictures. I post what I feel in the moment and the time and what it is, and this is what it is.
Yeah.
You're always gonna get the rawness from me. So,
hey,
you want the realness? Follow me on IG,
fire.
and that's kind of where I keep it as honest as possible.
Right.
Split.
Yeah. So mine's is at I am Nuke 4.
Ooh.
I'm like Lou. We keep it real. You know what I'm saying? We keep it a book.
Yeah.
So definitely follow. Show us love. Tap in. DM me. DM Lou. And let us know if you trying to rock out, because we really trying to change the city.
Survive.
You already know. And just talking about being different and being special, I know like you kind of kept going to that, Lou, when you were talking about like why you trade. It's like because you feel like there's something more, or you were saying it to Nuke, like something else you were supposed to be doing. That's always how I felt. Since I was little, I used to, literally, my mom can testify this. If she was here, she would back me up. But I would have days where I would legit be crying to her, and I'm like, I'm supposed to be doing something more. Yeah. And I'm mad young. And she's like, what the fuck?
Just eat your snacks or something.
She's looking at me, and I'm like, I'm just supposed to be doing something great. I'm like, what do you need to be doing? You know what I mean? I'm like in middle school. I'm like, I don't know. There's just something. And in my mind, as I interpreted it, I thought I was like depressed. Do you know what I'm saying? I thought like I struggled like because I didn't know what to interpret feeling different into or feeling like I was supposed to be greater or do something more. And it seems like both of you maybe have kind of, worked your way through, whether having kids young or whatever, like coming up in a certain environment and having to work through that. As we talked about earlier before the show started, Old Soul Young World is kind of,
by the way. Yeah. That name is crazy.
Thank you. But it is something that I resonate with, and it's something that kind of stuck with me, maybe like trading stuck with you, but it was something in my head that I couldn't drop. It kept coming to me. Old Soul Young World. Old Soul Young World. And I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, why? I'm weird. Like, why do I keep thinking this? And, everything ended up coming in fruition, and I felt it as a podcast. That's what it came out as. So I'm kind of just wondering, I've been asking people this for the past couple months now, who come on the show and are willing to answer the question. And if you don't want to answer the question, that's cool too. If you want to say like, I pass or I don't care or whatever. But like within yourself, both of you individually, how do you guys feel, or what do you guys feel it means to be an old soul in a young world? Even if you're not an old soul in the young world, if you don't consider yourself that, but what do you feel like that might mean?
I mean, for me, it's crazy. I was having this conversation with my girl earlier before I got here, right? And we were talking about how we would raise our daughter. We don't even have a daughter. We have a son. Just had a son. We're talking about what we're going to do in the future.
Manifestation.
Right. You got to live there. You got to live in the future. So we're arguing about just things that we would do different if I had a daughter versus what she had a daughter. Now, obviously, she's a woman, so she would see things differently than I would.
Yeah.
But I have an old school mentality. Very old school. Very 1964, very Dominican Republic, walking with no lights, buckets of water. That's how my mom was raised. So I have that same old soul, I feel like, mindset, but I live in a world where I can't express that to everybody because everybody is not. They're still living in the new soul. And it's like, but I can't vibe with the new soul because I don't agree with everything the new people do.
Yeah.
I don't agree with everything that happens after 2021 and 2020. And so I have to continue to live my 1964 attitude in life for the rest of my life until I
appreciate
die.
that.
And even though it might be like, yo, Lou, you a little old school. You don't
Cheers
do this.
to that.
You don't do that. But I feel like I'm going to raise my kids with morals. I'm going to raise my kids in a world where, they understand OnlyFans is not something that may be appropriate for them. Not because it's not appropriate for you, but because there's different opportunities out there that shouldn't be an option. You know what I mean? So again, and I'm not talking smack about anybody that does any OnlyFans. I just believe as a man, there is enough opportunity in this world that shouldn't have to be one of your resorts. So I feel like
that is such a gem. Anyone listening in, because we're in such a young mindset world.
I feel like everybody wants everything microwaved.
Yo,
Right now, quick, get it ready. If I don't got it, I'm out. And
yes,
Social media.
100%.
Yeah, social media is a big fault for that.
Yeah.
Big fault for that. So when I see that title, I look at myself being like, what if my mom was my age nowadays? I think this is the way she might be. She might not do some of the things I do on Friday nights, but I think her attitude and guidance towards life. Mom, don't listen to this podcast. Cut off right here at the moment. I feel like she would handle herself, and she's proud of the things that we're trying to accomplish in this world. Me and my other two brothers. I got two other brothers too. So I feel like all of us are old souls in a young world. Yeah, trying to survive and make it to the next day.
Hey, appreciate that.
With me, I'm trying to see what comes to mind. You know, like also a young world.
Whatever does.
What I think of more so is like, I'm 28, so I'm still young. You feel me? But the growth from 23, 24, 25. Like now I understand a little bit more. Like I said, I'm back in this business. I've been an entrepreneur my whole life, and I lost a lot. You feel me? Before 26, all L's.
Yeah, I can be there too.
You lose the game though.
Right,
you feel me?
I'm at a point now where it's time.
Yeah.
I got a thing on Instagram, and when I was 25 years old, I did a interview with my homie, my homie D. Shout out to D. He had I can't remember the name of his podcast. 3 years ago, I said this.
You were on a podcast before?
Yeah, I was.
Was it the first podcast?
I made music.
Damn.
I used to do the music thing.
No, facts. You got that.
So bro was like, yo, I'm trying to get it lit. He got a royalty magazine. He wanted me to be one of the artists, so I pulled up. We had a conversation. I said, yo, 5 years financial freedom, right? By the age of 30, I want $1 million in cash. Like I said that 3 years ago, and like. These 3 years have been, and it's still in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like million by 30, million by 30, million by 30. And I know I'm in a place that I can do that.
Yeah.
It's been done before.
Yeah.
And you don't need faith. Like you don't need faith in this business. You just need belief, because faith is the substance of things not seen. Mm-hmm. That's what faith is. Belief, it's been done. You've seen it happen.
I just got to put the work in.
Yeah, you just got to believe that it can happen for you. Mm-hmm. Have the correct energy.
And believe in yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
You got to, you're
the only one who believe in yourself.
Right. I know y'all heard of the law of attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, there's something called the law of vibration. You gotta feel good. You gotta feel that life.
You gotta look good. You gotta act the part to be the part to get the part.
You gotta walk in that image before that image comes to you.
Right.
And there's a lot of haters out there. So all the young
you
souls,
can say that again.
There's a lot of motherfucking haters out there.
Motherfucking haters.
So
shout out to y'all.
I feel like the old souls. I feel like the young world is hating because they don't understand.
Yeah.
That's real shit.
You see what I'm saying?
100%. So
that's where I'm at with it. I'm like I said, I'm 28 now. I'm not old physically. I don't think I'll ever be old.
Yeah.
Physically. You know what I'm saying? But time makes everything clearer in a sense. Yeah. So I'm grateful. Appreciate y'all too.
Cheers to everybody here tonight.
Cheers to the gratitude.
I appreciate you guys coming.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, sir.
Cheers. And with time comes knowledge.
Should have got the Henny.
Should have brought the Henny.
Should have had a Henny night. You guys fucked up. We're gonna have to have you pack.
Next one we'll do it.
Right. Next one we'll bring the Henny. We'll bring the Remy.
Facts.
All of that. Whatever you like. We got it.
But with like from what you guys were saying, like with time, I feel like comes knowledge and comes power, and like you said earlier, knowledge is power, and that's facts. And I feel like in the trading industry, it is that as well, and it's not like you guys are robots. Like you guys are people. Mm-hmm. You guys have gone through shit to move into this, and I think on social media it can be a little confusing because maybe some of the people hitting you up about trading, it feels a little robotic. Yeah. But knowing there's a person behind there, a soul, like somebody who's gone through their own shit and is trying to make themselves better, then you're like, okay, all right, I kind of get this a little more. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
It's a difference talking to somebody that has 40, 50,000 followers on Instagram than to talk to little old Lewis that has 2,000, but
Yeah.
The guy with 50,000 is not gonna come to your house.
Right.
I'll come to your living room and sit down with your mom and dad and show them how you always get down. And I feel like that's what makes us different than those people that have 40, 50,000 people.
Right.
I may never have 50,000 followers, but
Yeah.
I know I'm going to help more than 50,000 people.
Yeah.
And I don't need a following for it. I just know, So
Yeah.
one of those things.
Sure. Yeah. Nah, it's I'm just excited. Like I just wake up, I just be excited as hell. I wake up.
I called him like twice this week. I'm like, yo, we're going to be on a podcast. He's like, yeah. I'm like, man, this is so humbling, bro. This is because I feel like things are lining up.
Yeah.
And when you finally put yourself with the right people at the right time, the right things start to happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The right things start to happen.
Yeah.
You got to put
It's
in
like
the
a
work.
domino effect. Things fall in
Literally.
place. Yeah.
Yo, that spot at the Muni, I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting it.
How did that even happen?
So I had walked to go get a haircut. And then I
Casual.
Yeah, I was going. I could have drove.
Monday afternoon.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I coulda drove. Like when I was like, let me go for a walk today. It's hot out. It's like 90 something. It was before I went to Miami. And then I walked by the Muni, and I said, oh yeah, I used to hoop in there. You know what I'm saying? And I drive by it all the time, but you just driving, you thinking about your own shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you moving. But like now I'm walking by it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why walking by it made me pay attention to it because I got to cross the street maybe, and I'm looking at it like, damn, I haven't been there in a minute. So I was like, yo, let me go say what up to my old coach. So I walk in there, and I was like, yo, is B still work here? It was early in the morning. It was like 10. I went to go get a cut at like 9. And then they was like, yeah, he still works here. He was like, oh, he comes in at 11. I said, bet. I left the card. I always write Big Nuke. So I put Big Nuke on the card, and I left the card. 11:35, he called me. And then we was talking on the phone for like 15, 20 minutes, just chopping it up about shit. He's like, yeah, come through whenever. So I was like, shit, I ain't doing shit. I mean, I might as well come through now. Because I was staying next door, because I was at an Airbnb over there. So I go in there, and we start talking for like 4 hours. Like, we was catching up on life.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we was
Yeah.
just catching up on life, all the shit that I've been going
Some
through.
real shit.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was there for me through really tough times in my life.
Yeah.
So, like, we was just catching up on everything. And then I told him what I was doing. I told him what I'm trying to do with it. He's like, yo, you know you can use the Muni, right? Like, you can use this whenever you want. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. We go downstairs. The coordinator just happened to be downstairs. So, the person that gives the yeses, you know what I'm saying? He was down there. Spoke to him. He said, I would love for you to come have classes and do stuff like that. So, like, it just fell on my lap. And it wasn't something that I was, like, looking for intentionally. Like, I didn't wake up my day and say, oh, I'm going to go get that today.
Yeah.
It was, I woke up, went to go get a haircut, and then I seen the opportunity, and the opportunity arose. And
Yeah.
I took advantage of it. And, you know, when you walk with good intention, good things happen. Like bro said, when
Yeah,
you're on the
bro.
right path, things pop up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
God's
saying?
looking, man. God's watching. He knows our hearts. He knows we're doing this.
For people.
I was gonna
people,
say, I feel like
you
you
know what I
guys are doing it for like such positive reasons. Like I feel like most of the people I've seen doing it is like, oh, to get money or not have to
Yes,
work or just like
Literally.
be able to party all the time.
get
It's
money.
like, you know,
We could get
Like, I
money.
was just
Yeah.
saying, like, I was doing that in Colombia. I came back,
Yeah.
I did it.
Right.
It just, when you reach a point where you're like, all right, this is boring now. Like, it's almost like, what can I do to challenge myself? What can I do to better myself?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to teach this?
Yeah.
Let's get it. Because now if I'm
Yeah.
teaching it, I'm learning it more. That
Yeah.
means, and then you start developing yourself. And
It's so funny you said that. I said it to a friend earlier. I said, yo, I'm like a lifetime student. Like, I enjoy
of the
learning.
game.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm gaining knowledge, like, listening to you guys is different. Like, I've heard Forex, but I haven't heard it in the sense that you're talking about it. You know what I'm saying? It's more personal. It's more like, okay, I know the people behind it.
You're seeing the intention.
The intention,
Right.
yeah. And I think that's a huge thing throughout life is the intention that you put forward. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe you wouldn't have hit me up if I had negative intention. Maybe we wouldn't have done this podcast if it was more of a, you know, a self-centered type vibe. Like, but it's very open and welcoming. And it's like, I feel like you guys make trading like that. You know, you're
no,
welcoming people to want to come in and learn what you learned instead of like, oh, like, let me get your money or have you join my team or, you know, you're just doing it for a number type shit.
absolutely.
Shit, I'm still learning. I'm learning from this man right here. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I'm
boy.
like so with me, like I made, like I said, I made a lot of money in real estate, but I know that this is where the real freedom's at because we got something called the cash flow quadrant, where it's like 60% of people work for somebody else, 35% of people work for themselves. I was in at 35%. And what usually happens with these guys that make a lot of money wholesaling, what they do is they run a business for 4 or 5 years. They rack up like 7 figures, you know.
Yeah, no, they do.
And then in 4 or 5 years, what they do is they pass it off and they have coaching programs.
Okay.
Mentorships and stuff. Yep.
Mentorship programs.
Yeah.
I paid $4,000, one person, little old me. Imagine the other people.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys ever heard of Ty Lopez?
Nah.
Ty Lopez he's been called a fraud online because he has a lot of people that he pays to build systems for him.
Okay.
People say he's a fraud. I think he's a genius.
He is.
The smartest person in the room is not the one with all the answers. The smartest person in the room is one with the most resources.
Right.
And he's figured that out.
Yes.
So you want to call him a fraud,
that was a bar. Can you
Yeah,
drop
that was
one of them
such a bar,
Yeah,
yo. Can you repeat that?
The smartest person in the room is not the one that knows everything. The smartest person in the room is the one that knows the most people.
Right.
Yeah.
The resources.
More resources.
You know how to use them.
Right.
So
Facts.
if you have $1 million, $2 million that you made, why not invest $1 million in making courses that can impact 1 million lives?
Right.
Whether you get negative comments or not, the people that positively go into it are going to take advantage of what
Right.
it came from.
Y'all know who Ty Lopez is.
Yeah, I do.
Everybody know who Ty
everyone
Lopez
turn
I
out.
don't know
He's
who
like
Ty
come up with
Lopez
every
is.
YouTube advertisement ever.
He was the first person running that. Remember
Yeah,
the
like
dude
any ad.
in front of the Lamborghini, in front of the books? In front of the books
yeah,
in the
well, he
Lamborghini?
like knock a bookshelf over.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I
Look him
don't.
up. Hang
I
on.
don't
Yeah, you gotta look him up. Ty
remember.
Lopez. Yeah.
What? Hey,
everyone-
I feel like...
I feel like when I'm a very visual
But if
person,
you-
I have to like see stuff.
You can learn anything from this dude.
Yeah,
like
he's a monster.
anything.
Is he just a
Anything.
trader? Or
No,
what?
he's not even a trader. He's a marketer.
Yeah.
He's a beast. He's a monster.
Yeah.
Like, all
Are you
right.
talking about this guy?
Yes.
Yes.
You seen
I
him
do
before.
know
Yeah,
this
I'm telling
guy.
you, you know Ty
Everybody in the
Lopez.
world knows him.
Everybody know Ty Lopez. Yeah. Everybody know Ty Lopez. Yeah.
Everybody in the world knows him.
he's a man. Yeah.
But again, yeah, like you say, he's a man. I paid one of his courses
Oh,
before.
I'm sorry.
I did
His
too.
birthday is one day before mine. He's
wow.
April 11th. I'm April 12th. That's pretty
Oh,
lit.
shit, on April 17th.
What? You an Aries?
I'm an Aries.
Oh, it's
Look at-
fire.
See, that's why the vibe is here.
You already know.
Hey,
Hey, I feel that.
Word. But yo, he was everywhere. When I seen his ad, I bought a little $40 little
paid
course
up.
off him.
I paid a credit repair. I ain't gonna lie. I paid a credit repair thing because
He had a credit repair.
yeah, I told myself a lot of credit repair things.
what?
Yeah, like 2 years ago, I was in Colombia.
You like Ty Lopez? All right.
Yeah.
I was doing some reading. So on top of trading, I was doing some reading to understand what to do when the money came and how to properly invest it and yada, yada, yada. So I was at the time reading a book and like investing money in other courses, fix things that you have an issue with in your life. So I'm like, credit. My
Yeah.
credit sucks. So I went online, credit repair. First person that pops up, Ty Lopez. And I'm like,
Damn.
how the hell does he pop up? Why? Because he has someone that he paid that built a course on how to repair your credit. You pay him online. It's like a $40 one-time membership.
Yeah.
And they give you all the steps of how to build the credit.
Yeah.
And they give you like a 5-step bonus thing to how to get $1 million AMX card doing some type of, not hack, it's a legal hack, but it's things that, again,
It's like tips other people don't give you.
No.
We don't
And it's
learn
not
that
taught
shit in
in the
school.
education system. So
you
how
don't
do we-
learn that shit.
right.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to build my credit until
Your
I
parents
just...
can't tell you that because they didn't know
They don't-
it.
My mom didn't even know.
Yeah.
She just bought a house. Actually, congratulations to my mom. She just bought a house for the first time in her whole life this year. So, you know, but again, I'm not mad at her because she wasn't taught this.
Right.
Right.
She couldn't teach me what she didn't
Yeah.
know. And it's just our job to
You
teach our
can't
kids
pass
that.
knowledge you don't know.
That's a fact.
Yep.
There's a saying in trading, you don't know what you don't know. And that's just, if you don't know it, no matter how many YouTube videos you watch, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
It'll stay that way until you
Yeah.
learn it.
Right.
And is this something you guys are planning to consistently invest in? Like there's going to be more events, more things that you're going to build
Yeah.
together.
This is the ball just getting
Oh
rolling.
yeah.
You know.
This is our first act.
Yeah, this is our first act together. We've done
Yeah.
things separately and
Right.
around the world, but together,
Right.
this is scene one, act one, and
Act
action.
one.
Episode 29.
All right.
Yeah.
Also
Episode
Young
29.
World.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's about to get real crazy out here. I really feel like Boston is gonna, because there's other people out here doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
they're not doing it like us, though.
they're not gonna do it like us. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because we could touch a whole different crowd
Yeah.
in a sense. So I'm excited.
It's dope.
And do people have to pay to come to your events, or like what is the deal with all of that?
It's gonna be free.
Free?
Free event. Come on by, check it out. See what we do.
Just
see
get acquainted with what it is.
I think as we go along, there will be things that pop up that we're gonna have to
Yeah,
like. Yo,
we'll
I
have
think we
special
should-
events and special guests coming towards events. So,
Right,
Okay.
right.
you know, things.
And you know things like because I know there's gonna be things popping up like people just wanting to come hang around
no,
and stuff like that. And we're, like I said, this is going to be new for us. You know what I'm saying? So I know there's going to be things that's going to pop up that we're going to be like, all right, bro, when this pops up, then we have to agree on this.
Right.
And then boom, that's how we're going to move.
This is still, you have to treat this as a business because it is a business.
Right.
Yeah.
And even trading, it is a business. You can't treat it like the casino.
Right.
You got to structure yourself. So at some point, if we do start to charge, it will be because we've become that big enough now that the
Well,
value
I see like
presented-
event parties, like people going around with little snacks, and like you have a DJ, and like
again, that's
you
what
know
I'm trying to
I'm
get
there
to.
presenting some shit, and like
So pretty much it's an auditorium. So we'll have something. We have like a panel. We can have a panel up there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like, bro, we could really do some real stuff in there.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be dope.
that's fire.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Is there a flyer you guys are putting out for this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you say you just got it, right?
Yeah, we just got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to send it
We're
to
gonna
you right
attach
now.
that to this podcast so people can,
Do it,
appreciate
do
it.
add
really,
that
really.
up, run that up.
I do appreciate it.
Dude should have put our Instagrams on here too, but he didn't.
Yeah.
But dude, I'm gonna send it to you.
I met him today. I trust him more. I was making flyers than that guy.
I actually make event flyers if you guys ever need anything. Holla!
Plug it in.
I can show you some
Please
stuff
lock
after the
that
show.
in.
Yeah, I do all my graphic design.
Okay.
All the
That's
cover
dope.
art.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stay in tune.
Yeah.
That's really dope.
We
You know,
definitely-
we all have to grow, make our own
that's-
shit. So,
a
Yeah, that's dope.
yeah,
That's a
Thanks for
fact.
telling us that.
of
Yeah,
course.
fly guy, if you're listening, you're fired.
Hey, don't hate on the fly
Don't hate on
guy.
the fly guy.
Yeah, Russ made that an example. Russ, he's one of my favorite artists, man.
Russ,
Russ,
yeah,
one of my
Russ
favorite
is
artists.
dope.
And he's like, he made his own flyers.
Yeah.
He made his own music. He made his own beats. He
Well,
does his own
do you guys
production.
feel like that? I mean, I feel like that. You have to be your own businessman, businesswoman. Like, I have to do my own promoting, scheduling,
No one's gonna do it as good
contacting.
as you.
This is my second job. Like,
No
you know what
one's
I'm
gonna do it as
saying?
hard as you.
Exactly.
And that's, to be honest, that's what scared me.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, that's what
Like
scared me.
relying on yourself only.
Yeah.
Like I have to lean on me.